Right, we're now going to go ahead and put our words into our album. Now we've got it worked out which way round we're going to have it. I'm going to have the pattern side to the right and my words to the left. But as I say, if you're not doing an album with words and you want 2 photo mats, that's not a problem. So I'm going to use some wet glue to attach these. So they're already inked up and ready to go. So I'm just going to attach some of my wet glue. Let's come out a bit fast. We'll spread that about a bit. And as I say, these are slightly smaller, so just line them up where you want them and then just press those down. So just take your time. I did a book similar to this several years back for my mum from my children, and the beautiful thing about it was I gave them lots of cardstock, just white cardstock, and I asked them to draw pictures and write little notes to Nanny, and we attached those in a book. So it was a lovely keepsake. I did it as a keepsake of photographs of the children inside, but also they'd added their own little touch with some little messages and some little drawings. So it was a beautiful keepsake, and something that I think she still cherishes today. She keeps all my little books and things that I make for her. So beautiful way to do it. I've done it also as well for a Father's Day book. I've done the same thing for the grandpas, you know, and it's lovely to have, when the children are small, them drawing their little pictures of what grandpa looks like and writing his name for the first time, etc. So it is quite nice to keep. So I'm just going ahead now and sticking these in. I'm eyeballing these. I'm being not too, well, I'm being precious, but by eyeballing them you can see we have in the gap around them where they go. Okay, so you can see it all coming together, and with the cream edging it's sort of tying in quite nicely with the words that I've done on the computer as well. So don't be afraid if you're not happy with your handwriting and you want to do journaling in a mini book. Go ahead, write it out on your computer on a Word document. You can change the colour. I've changed the colour of the letters here to match my paper collection. So you can go ahead, change the colour. You can print it out. I've printed here on Basil cardstock through my normal printer, and I just did it on a paper setting. I didn't change the setting at all to photographic or anything. Just done it on a normal paper setting. So don't be afraid to use your computers to add finishing touches to your mini scrapbooks, because it's a great way of doing it. So last couple in here now. So I hope this is giving you lots of different ideas of how you can use this book for future projects and things that you've got coming up. And the last one in here. I'm putting the last one in. You might want to leave the last one blank to put a little note, but I'm going to write my note like a card on the back. So, last one in there. So I'm going to just close that up so that can all start to come together. That's it. Right, the next job we need to do is attach some ribbon. I've got some seam binding here, and it there again, colour matches in perfectly with my project. So I've got some seam binding here, and for this I'm just going to see if I've got enough of this left. I've got a bit of red tape, and I'm just there again. I was going to eyeball, but I think I will roughly measure. So go in the middle. Like that. And same on the other side. Probably won't have enough of that one. I'll have to use this thinner one. Okay. I'll get this off, see if this will come off in the lights. It's going to play me up like the other one did. That's off. Right, so I'm just allowing myself a little bit to tie a knot or a bow. So we'll go about there. I'm just going to stick this down. Okay, that's going to wrap around the back of there. So twizzle that over, take this piece off. You need the bow, you need some ribbon of some type or fastening on here, because obviously when we open our Starbook up, you'll see that by having some ribbon we can tie it open. So if someone wanted to have it and put it on a coffee table and have it open and look at it, you can do so. It's a great way of displaying lots of photographs as well. This is playing me up under the lights, sorry people. Stuck to my cardstock, it won't come off. That's it. There we go. So I'm pulling it tight enough but not too tight round the back. Okay. Then I can just cut the length of this off. And that can go to one side. So that's our ribbon now attached. Now work out my front and my back. So on the back here I've just got a plain piece of 6x4 cream cardstock, exactly the same, and that's just going to go on for my cover. And here again I can write a little note if I wish. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that with a bit of wet glue. Okay. So you don't need your covers bigger for this album. Most albums I tend to make with the covers slightly bigger because they're more like a book. But because this is what I call an off-the-page project, you know, the fact it can stand on a side and be used, you don't want to have the covers any bigger, and you'll see when we open this out, right? So you can see the spine's nicely, looks nice and neat there with the ribbon round. Got another piece of cream here for the front, so I'm going to pop that on there with some wet glue. Just ink the edge of these again with the same Vintage Photo Distress ink. Not done too much distressing on this book because I wanted to give it a more of a clean look. That's why I haven't distressed the pages. And then I've got the last piece of my pattern paper. With cutting all the mats for one side and this, I've managed to get all of that out of one sheet of 12x12. If any of you were interested in knowing, because I'll probably get some emails about that. So that was one sheet of 12x12 that I've done that. I've cut it slightly smaller. So we've got a nice cream border. I'll give you the measurement for that. So the cream is 6x4, and then the pattern mat is 5 3/4 by 3, not quite 3 3/4. That's about 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. Okay, but just use your eye if you want to take it in. If you want to have a smaller bit of colour showing cardstock, you can. If you want to have a bigger bit, cut it smaller, entirely up to you. This is another strip of the same paper. It's double-sided, so I've got that different contrast. And then this was just the border strip that I had left, which had the colour on it from my cardstock. And on the other side it's plain, so I've actually used that to make a little contrasting colour here. So I'm going to get that stuck down as well. I haven't got lots of embellishments if you look in this album, and the reason for that being is obviously when it's laying flat like this, if you've got lots of embellishments it won't lay flat. And I think this is quite a nice album for, well, I'm doing it for my mum for Mother's Day, but it's a great album to keep in your handbag as a little brag book, and you can open it out while you're having coffee with friends and show people. It's quite a nice statement piece. I've got a little card die cut here that I picked up from my local craft stall. So I'm going to pop that on there, and then I can write a little note on there as well to my mum. I've inked the edges of that again. So pop that on there. So I can write a little note on there. Happy Mother's Day, you know, put the year. I normally put the year on these things as well because she keeps them. So that just gives it, it's quite nice and plain, but it's still got some decorations, not too over the top. So what you do is fill it with your photographs now and tie it up, and then then that's ready to give away as a gift. And then when we're going to open it up, we undo the ribbon and we open it up like a book so you can read it, and then you can slide it round on your desk or your table, and then you just tie, let me just try and bring this in camera shot so you can see, just tie the two pieces of ribbon together. So just tie those in a bow, and then that gives you your star mini album. So this is my version of a star mini album ready for Mother's Day. I hope you've enjoyed this project. I think it's a great project. This is going to be my Mother's Day album for my mum for Mother's Day. Great for Christmas or any other projects. They're lovely to hang up as well. If you want to make them smaller or bigger, you can hang them up in your house as decorations over Christmas. So another great way of using them as well. So I'm Dawn from Dawn's Inspirations. I hope you've enjoyed this project. If you go ahead and make one, I'd love to see some pictures, and you could always post me some pictures on my Facebook page. You can go to Facebook and find Dawn's Inspirations and come and like my page and leave me some photographs of your work, because it's lovely to share with my other crafters. You can also pop over to my website at dawnsinspirations.com. You can leave me any comments there. I will also leave the details of these words if anybody was interested and wanted to make it a Mother's Day book and wanted to use these words. The only thing is it's in my colourway, but you know, you might be able to change that on your computer, I'm not sure. So if you're interested in having the words, you know, you can have those as well. So I'm Dawn from Dawn's Inspirations. Thank you very much for watching, and this is my version of a star mini book. Bye bye for now.